So one of the assessments that we can do for our athletes relative to squatting is to find out how much rotation they have in the hip. Watch this. If I pull Jamie to her knee over her hip, she should have roughly 70 to 90 degrees of rotation window. Foot in turns into external rotation of the hip. At about 10 degrees, I hit a wall. There's no moving her leg anymore. If I go to internal rotation, she has about the same. So Jamie, who is extremely strong, has about a 20-degree rotation window. What that tells me is she is massively losing performance if she cleaned up some of this rotation. So here's what we would do to kind of work on it. She's going to get into pigeon. There's a couple ways we should pigeon here. If her leg straight and her back hip or her front hip is creating a little bit of impingement, she can just simply drop her front hip. Now her job is to actively rotate this hip by driving this knee into the ground. So what she's going to do is drive the knee into the ground for 5 seconds and then relax. By the way, notice how she tried to get through that. She wanted to drive her torso towards her knee. I want her to stay upright and drive her knee into the ground for 5 seconds. And this is hard. This is really, really difficult stuff. But what's happening is her brain is now giving her access to a little bit more external rotation of the hip. So she would do this about 30 repetitions. So she would drive the knee in for 5 seconds and then relax. Drive the knee in and then relax. Roughly 30 repetitions. And then what we would do is test to see if that external rotation got any better. So she's done this roughly 8 times. So about a third of what we would want. But let's just test for hypothetical. So she's going to lay back down on her back. He's going to come up to 90 degrees, and then we're going to rotate. And now all of a sudden, it's still stiff, still very stiff, but we've added some degrees of rotation in that hip. So now, theoretically, her squat becomes a little bit easier.